1 hour and 30 minutes?
Yeah. Thank you. Just let me know when you see me there, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Do you see me yet?
Yeah, I see it.
Okay. What is going on with this thing? Weird. Hello. Welcome. Hi, guys.
Already have 10 people.
I see it climbing. Welcome. Hi. Nice to see you today. Aw, thanks. You guys are so sweet. Hello. Welcome. So my name is Rebecca Dragonheart, and I am a psychic medium. Here on my lives, I do a Q&A, and in the last few lives, I've been raising money for my children's book, The Little Light, A Soul's Journey. So how it works on my lives is you go up into my link tree to my donate button, and you can donate whatever denomination you want there, and I will answer a question for you, and all those donations are going to help me to bring this book to life. So The Little Light is a book that I channeled over 20 years ago, and it is basically what it sounds like. It's a book about, the soul and what it looks like on the other side, and how it looks coming into this incarnation. So us picking our lives, what our bodies look like, and what the other side looks like. So I've had a few experiences where I was on the other side and got to come back here. Really got told I had to. It wasn't my time to be there. So if you're interested in that kind of thing, maybe for your children or for yourself, you can also pre-order the book through my website, www.rebeccadragonheart.com. When you do your donation to get your question answered, just put your name and your question in with the instructions, and that way we can get to you right away, okay?
All right. Oh, wow, we already have 50 people on.
Wow, that went fast.
All right, our first question here is from our top gifter at the moment, Jay, who says, Jay here, will I meet my person soon?
I'm hearing it's going to be in the fall of next year for you, honey, okay? So just don't rush into any kind of relationship this year. It feels like you're going to have that person come in later. Yeah.
All right. Our next question here is from Antonella, who is our top third gifter.
Thanks, honey.
Their question is it the right move to reside in Europe?
Yeah, so I'm hearing a big pull for you, honey. So I would start the process now and get going. Literally, get going.
All right.
All right.
Next question here is from Candace, who asks, will I get approved for the apartment I applied for?
So I heard no, honey. It's okay, though. The right place is coming along, so don't stress about it, but I just feel somebody else is getting it before you, okay? Yeah.
All right. Our next question here is from...
That was a cute cat kiss.
Yes. It was from Lovey's Tarot Corner. Yeah.
I like it.
Our next question here is from Shays, who asks, what do you see for Jay and I? Will we have any kids in the future?
So I'm hearing for you, honey, there's going to be 2 children in the future, and I do see this being a long-lasting relationship. It's really important that you guys keep the line of communication open, I'm being told, okay? So please don't keep secrets from each other, and make sure you're constantly being open-hearted with each other. Yeah.
All right, our next question here is from Natalia, who asks, any message from my mom? I miss her so much. Thank you.
So it looks like your mom comes through quite often during the day. So she spends a lot of time around you during the day. At night, it feels like she's visiting somebody else. So there might be a couple of people in her energy that she goes to see. But it feels like during the day she's with you, okay? I'm seeing butterflies, like she's showing me lots and lots of butterflies, and she's telling me this is her way of validating that it's her. So something is significant about butterflies and you and her, and that's why she's showing me that. It's almost like, I don't know if you released butterflies or what it is, but that's what I'm seeing, okay? That's just her way of validating that she's around and that she does still interact with you, okay, honey? I love that. Thank you, hon.
All right. Our next question here is from our top gifter, Lovey, who asks, will I get my podcast to grow the way I want?
Yeah, honey, it's going to be a little slow in the beginning, but I do feel the energy and the momentum of it growing quite quickly, okay?
All right. Our next question here is from our top third gifter, Pamela, who asks, My best friend is trying to get pregnant. Will she soon?
Oh, I heard 7 months. So she'll be pregnant within 7 months here.
All right. And it did jump up quite a lot.
So I'm going to go over everything here. So guys, I'm an indie author, which means that I'm a self-published author, and I am trying to get the Little Light, A Soul's Journey out to the public. So here on this live, how the questions are going to work, guys, is by donation. Okay, so we're only focusing on donated questions today. So if you want to donate to help get this book into the world, just go up into my link tree, hit the donate button, and you can pick whichever denomination you'd like to pick. Put your name and your question in so we can get to you right away. Okay, but I am only doing donation questions today.
Same with the gifts.
Same with the gifts. Absolutely, yeah.
All right, and we did just receive our first donation from
Beautiful.
Elaine, who has donated every single
live, obviously, yes.
So Elaine's question is Charles intentionally ignoring me this morning, or is he just busy? It has me in my head.
You're very much in your head about it. I'm going to tell you, it feels to me like he's very busy, honey, okay? So I just want you to put that out of your mind. It's not that he's intentionally doing so. It does feel like he's very busy and distracted right now, okay? Just lots going on this morning for him. Yeah.
All right, our next question here is from Sarah, who's one of our top gifters on the live.
Thanks, Sarah.
And her question is, any messages from my father who's passed away? Thanks, Rebecca.
Yeah, so your father comes through. It's interesting with him because I'm seeing a bunch of animals with him. So I don't know if he was animal oriented, but I'm just seeing like it's different kinds of animals. I'm seeing rabbits, I'm seeing like farm animals, I'm seeing all kinds of animals with him. So either he really liked animals or he worked with animals, but that's the thing that he shows me, okay? And I do hear that he does dream time with you, which means that he does visit you in your dreams, honey. So I want you to really pay attention to when you remember him in your dreams. And I would keep a journal beside the bed because there's information that comes through. He's very protective of you, and he says that he wants to make sure that the people in your life are people that aren't going to harm you and hurt you emotionally. So he does kind of take the bad people away, basically, is what I hear. Okay, so he helps keep that good. Just in case you're wondering why sometimes people disappear out of your life, that's part of the reason why, is what I'm hearing.
All right. We just received another donation from
thank you.
Jacqueline Gloska, who did not provide her question.
Oh, okay.
So I'll look right here.
Yeah, for sure. Jacqueline, if you can just put your question in, honey. And if you guys are doing the donation through the link tree, please put your question in with the donation. That way we can get to you right away and we don't have to wait. You don't have to wait.
All right. Our next question here is from Michaela Dundon, who sent $5. And her question is, will I have another baby with Phil? When?
Yeah, I'm hearing it's going to be next year that you're going to be holding the baby, okay? So you're going to be getting pregnant shortly. Yes. Yay. It's a good thing, right?
All right. And we did receive another donation from Jacqueline Michaela.
Oh, okay.
And I'll see if she provided
question.
1 second. No, didn't provide.
Okay, so honey, just put your question in, Jacqueline. Okay, and then we'll get to you there.
All right. Our next question here is from Shannon, who sent $5.
Thanks, Shannon.
Their question is, did I make the right choice leaving?
Oh, yes. So, you know, what I'm hearing is because of what you've done energetically, you've opened up a lot more than you can even imagine is what I'm hearing, honey. So it was definitely the right thing. Yeah.
All right. Our next question is from Barbara, who sent $5.
Thanks, Barbara.
Their question is, am I on the right career path? I can't figure out my purpose.
Yeah, so it looks to me like you're starting in the right direction, but you're not necessarily where you're supposed to be. What I see for you more than anything, honey, is that as long as you're interacting and you're helping people feel good about themselves, that's going to make you happy, okay? So don't take any kind of job that feels like you don't get to interact with people. You really need to be interacting with people is what I hear. You're an empath, honey. So you want to have a job where you get to help people, basically, okay? And if you're not getting that kind of fulfillment, don't do it. Okay.
All right. Our next question here is from Jacqueline Gloska, who sent a donation.
Thank you, hon.
She asks, any insight on what's wrong with my friend's heart?
So I see that there might be a little like a leaky valve or something going on there where as the blood is coming in, I'm seeing there's like a hole or something there, okay? So they may need to get a whole thing done to look at it, and I do feel like there's going to be need for surgery, okay? But it's going to work itself out is what I'm hearing, so it is going to end up being fixed.
All right. Our next question here is from Ashley Luco, who sent $5.
Thanks, honey.
Their question is Is there anything I need to hear? What is my purpose?
Okay, so you should be working with animals is what I'm hearing first and foremost. They're, you're very sensitive energetically, again, another empath, but you're so sensitive to people, which means if you're around anybody that has a really low energy, it really affects you negatively, it impacts you negatively. So working with animals is kind of key because they don't have those kinds of emotions. And so it helps keep you in that higher vibration that you need to be in. Okay, honey? So I would take a job working with animals. That'll make you happy for sure.
All right. We did receive another donation here from a few people, actually. One from Stasha Robinson, Clark Martin, Cami, and a few others who I will get to.
Awesome. And did they put their questions in?
I will see.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. We did jump up a lot. If you just want to
for sure. Welcome to my live, you guys. My name is Rebecca Dragonheart, and I'm a psychic medium. I've been doing my work now since 1993. Here on my live, we are raising funds for my first children's book that I am publishing. I'm a self-published author, so I don't have a publishing company that's helping me, so I'm doing this all by myself. So how it works here on my live is if you go up into my link tree, you can make a donation, and then I will answer your question here on the live, okay? Any denomination that you want to do up there, and then just put your name and your question in with the instructions. That way we can get to you right away and you don't have to wait around. All right.
All right. Our next question here is from Stasha Robinson.
Perfect.
Who asks, what do you see for Napoleon and I? Do you see him putting in the work for us?
So I see, it feels to me like there's effort and then not. Effort and then not. So it does feel like I'm getting what I need for a little while, but then not all the time. Okay, so be prepared for that. I do feel like this is definitely a relationship worth working out. He's going to need help with staying consistent, basically. Okay, and patience. All right.
All right. 1 second here. I just got the name wrong.
Oh, okay.
All right.
I was wondering what you were erasing.
Yeah. All right. Our next question here is from Sari Vasquez, who sent $20.
Wow. Thank you, honey.
Their question is career, future, and do I have any gifts?
Oh, yeah. So right away, honey, I see that you are definitely a healer because they show me your hands, but you're also somebody who visually sees things. So you're clairvoyant. You can Google that to look it up, but basically what it means is you see things psychically, okay? I see you changing careers. So whatever you're doing now, it looks like you're changing it. And over the next 2 years, getting kind of skilled in alternative modalities is what I'm hearing. And I see you doing more on the healing aspect of things. So I would go get Reiki done for sure. I would make sure to have that under your belt because I feel like this is the alignment for you, okay? And you do feel like you have somebody on the other side helping you with that. All right, what else was with her question?
Career, future, and do I have any gifts?
Gifts, yes. So that's what I get. There you go. I was just making sure I got it all.
All right, our next question here is from Tinksta2015. If that's your email, that's you.
Okay.
And their question is, will me and Isaiah's meet this month? Thank you so much.
I'm not hearing this month, but I do hear in August, okay? So that's when everything seems to work out for you guys. Okay.
All right. Our next question here is from Shaz, who sent $5.
Thanks, honey.
Their question is, why does Jay always think I have someone else? Is he insecure about me? And will I go on a better work account and get promoted? Thank you.
So I definitely feel there's insecurities there. Past trauma is what I'm hearing from relationships. So it might be something that he's already had a partner do to him. And so he hasn't dealt with, is what I hear. Okay, so that hasn't been recovered yet for him. So you're going to have to help him through that and really just be open and honest with him and work through it together. Communication will be really good with you guys. Promotion, I'm not hearing it yet, but it is coming up for you for next year is what I hear, okay?
All right. I do see there are a few people asking how to send in their question and donate.
Yeah, absolutely. So just head up to my link tree just in the top of my bio, and there's a donate button. So you can put your donation in there, put your question in with the donation. So under instructions for seller, just write your name with your question, and then we get to you right away, okay?
All right. Our next question here is from Elizabeth, who sent $5, and her question is, any messages from Spirit, please and thank you.
So you have a huge spirit team. I'm going to just say, like, I see 5 energies with you. Most people have, 2, maybe 3 spirit guides. I'm seeing 5 energies with you, which means that you have some big work to do. And I do feel like counseling or some kind of therapeutic energy with you. So you should get into that. If you aren't already in counseling, you should get into counseling, because that's kind of your forte is what I'm hearing. Okay. They want you doing your work now. You're also a starseed, honey. So you may want to look up what that means. I do have a couple of videos about it, but basically it's a big purpose. Okay. You're here to help people with healing with their traumas. It's emotional stuff though. Yeah.
All right. Our next question here is from Cami Ray, who sent $5.
Thanks, honey.
Her question is, career finances. Will they rehire me for the next project, and will I win the lawsuit?
So I hear a partial win with the lawsuit. So you are going to win, but it's not the amount that you're looking for. I definitely do see you still doing contracting work. So you're being hired, but it's still under contract is what I'm hearing, okay? So you're going to be continuing the way that you're doing, and just a partial. Sorry, honey.
All right, our next question here is from Flora, who asks, is my ex together with someone new, and is he regretful for what he did to me?
So I don't feel like there's a committed relationship, but definitely there is different people in his life is what I'm hearing. Regret, I feel like he hasn't had time yet to really feel bad about it, or hasn't reflected on it yet. Okay, but don't be disheartened, because I do see that happening, and there's always a balance in the universe, so don't stress it too much. All right, our next question here is from Josh, who sent $5. And thanks, honey.
The question is, will I get my better paying Salesforce job by the end of July?
I hear September. Sorry. Yeah, I know you want it sooner, but that's where I'm hearing the timing. Okay.
All right. Our next question here is from Rin.ella. So if that's you, yeah. Okay. And their question is, I thought Joseph and I had an awesome connection, but he just disappeared. On to the next guy, but I can't stop thinking of him. What is going on? Why can't I stop missing him?
Because you didn't get closures, for one. That's a big part of it. Also, you opened up in a very big way in this relationship, and you really allowed your connection to be energetically stronger than normal. And so you're going to have to go in, you're going to have to remove that energy, okay? So you're going to have to go in, take it out, put it up into source, and just start working through that. There is a way to communicate with him psychically, which I would suggest doing so that you can get that closure. So you basically just look at a picture of him until you feel connected, put that picture down, close your eyes, and then pull him up in your mind's eye, and then communicate with him and talk to him about everything that happened, so that you can close that door. It'll help a lot.
All right, our next question here is from Freddie, who sent $5.
Thanks, hon.
Their question is, any spirit message for me? Thank you.
Yeah, so some big changes are coming. I'm hearing for you, there's a lot around stability and your finances that's changing, and it's very positive is what I'm hearing. Okay, so it's like a surplus. Within the next 2 years for you, you're going to have quite a lot of financial freedom is what they say. So that's always a good sign. And that just means that things are changing. Don't take anything negatively, even if it's something that ends and restarts is what I'm being told to tell you, because everything is being designed in a certain way so that you can have the success that you're trying for, okay?
Yeah. All right. So our next question here is from, hang on, let me find the name.
That's okay.
Oh my goodness. We have a lot of donations.
Okay, good. Lots to go through.
And we're still getting more.
Perfect.
All right. I cannot find the name. I think it might be Marianne, but
okay, just do the email.
Yeah.
So just listen for the email if this is you, okay?
All right. WMYRAND Miranda 2. That's you, who sent $5.
Okay.
They did donate a couple other times. I just can't remember their name.
Okay.
And their question is Demetrius my forever person, or should I just move on?
No, it's not your forever person, but here's the thing. There's stuff to learn here, so I wouldn't just shut that door and move on, because I do feel like there is a time that needs to be spent together in this relationship. I know you feel like I want to find the one, but that person's not coming into your life until a little bit later. You have to go through certain things to be open and receptive to them. Okay?
All right. Our
next complicated
question.
Stuff, eh?
Our next question here is from Brittany Hendricks, who has donated every time as well.
Yes, I remember. Thank you, Brittany.
And they ask, how do you see the future with Jonas and I? Or do you see someone else coming in? What should I do?
Okay, so it's definitely an energy that is close to what your, I'm going to say soulmate feels like. This isn't your forever person is what I hear, but it's definitely not a waste of time. Okay, so I do feel like there is a reason for you guys being together. But that being said, I do feel somebody else coming into your life over the next 2 years is what I'm hearing for you. Okay, honey? So just, enjoy it while it's there. Oh, thanks, guys.
All right, and there still are some people asking how to donate. They say they don't even see the option.
Okay, so go up into my link tree, just in my bio in TikTok here, and it'll have a donate button. So you just push the donate button, put your denomination that you'd like to donate, and put your question in as instructions to seller. All right.
All right. Our next question here is from Thick Shake.
Okay.
You said $5.
Thank you, honey.
The question is, am I close to meeting my soulmate?
7 months. Came back fast, so there you go. That's close, right? 7 months goes by really quickly.
All right. Our next question here is from Mike Bradford, who asks, should I pursue this lawsuit?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, absolutely. And it looks like there's going to be a couple of people that are going to step up and help you here. So it's a positive outcome for you is what I hear. Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
Someone asked how the pledges for the book are going.
They're going really well. I think we're at 63 books now, so pre-ordered. So if you're interested in pre-ordering a copy, we are. I mean, it seems kind of silly because our goal is actually 2,000. We're at 63, but I'm impressed and I am so blessed and so appreciative of you guys. So the way that it's going to work is we're going to be doing one print of 2,000 copies that are going to be special edition copies. It's the only ones that we're going to do that are special edition. So they're going to have the gold leaf, and then the paper is all going to be gold leaf as well. Okay. And I will obviously sign those copies as well. So they're going to be special edition ones. So anybody that supports early before everything is all finished and complete will have one of these copies. Okay. So if you do want to pre-order a copy, it's either in my link tree under the little light, or go to my website, www.rebeccadragonheart.com. Okay.
And if you don't have PayPal, you can also donate through there as well.
That's right. Thanks.
Just because I see some people say they can't donate through that. Through PayPal.
Through PayPal, yeah, okay.
All right, our next question here is from Amanda, Remy513, who has donated pretty much every time.
Yep.
Her
Thanks,
question
honey.
is, should I get into the emotion code field with healing work? When should I start, and will I be successful?
Yeah, I see that, and I also see some quantum healing training as well, honey. So you're definitely multi-dimensional training type stuff is what I'm hearing, Starseed. So I don't know if I've talked to you about that already before, but that's what I'm seeing. So everything is a deeper level with you, okay? It's definitely going to be successful, especially because you're going to figure out exactly who and what you are, and that's the key here, okay? Very, very good stuff.
All right, our next question here is from Kayla, who sent $5.
Thanks, hon.
Her question is, am I currently pregnant / conceived from the LUL last Friday? Will I get my positive test next week? Thank you both, lovely ladies.
Yes, I hear you're going to hear in July, so it's happening, yes. I hear you're getting a positive test in July. I don't know, is that next week? Not yet, but that's what I'm hearing. So in July, you're going to hear yes.
All right. Next question here is from Pooja, who sent $10.
Oh, thank you so much, honey.
And she asks, which business concept should I focus on? Can you please give any hint? Any spirit message?
So it looks like with you, honey, you have multiple things that you're kind of putting your hands in. It looks like multiple things coming towards you. What I'm seeing or being shown is like it's not Etsy, but it's like an Etsy shop or something to that effect is what I'm seeing. But I see multiple sorts. It's like 3 different ways you have money coming in. This way, this shop, online shop, is the way that you're going to bring the bulk of your money. And then I'm feeling like investments or something, but then something else is coming in. So there's 3 different ways for you that money is coming into your experience. What else was her question? You lost it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I don't remember the other part, sorry. Because I was being told so much about the business stuff.
Yeah. Here we go. Which business concept should I focus on? Can you please give any hint? And spirit message.
Spirit message, okay. So trusting your intuition, go where the flow is taking you, because they're definitely a big part of that experience. I'm really, really focusing on this online shop, basically, is what I'm feeling. Okay.
All right. Our next question here is from Renee, who sent $10.
Oh,
and their question is, when or will I ever find love?
So it's still 2 years away for you. That's okay though, because you have a lot of change and stuff that's going on in the next 2 years. So 2023 is a big, like, everything is going to be different kind of feel. So that just means that we're taking charge and we're changing things up. Okay. And so I'm hearing 2 years for you before your partner comes into your life. Okay.
All right. And I will just say, please don't spam us that you donated. We're just going down the line, so keep an ear out for your name.
That's right. That's right. And if you have to go and you can't stay, I will post the video on YouTube so you can go and see your answer there, okay? Because I know sometimes people can't stay on for the entire duration. Yeah, just telling us that you donated doesn't help, because we are just going through each donation one by one with the question there. If you didn't put your question in, then say you donated and this is your question, okay?
All right. Our next question here is from Alex Watson, I believe, who sent $10.
Perfect. Thank you so much.
Their question is, where is my relationship with Sasha headed?
Okay. So with this one, I'm hearing that we have to keep the communication open. Really important that we're not hiding anything or keeping our feelings to ourselves, okay? I do feel like there's a little bit of a pull away on Sasha's side, but I do feel that coming back into alignment for you, okay? So don't be, how do I put this? Don't be pushy energetically or like verbally, okay? Give Sasha time. It feels like she's got some fears or some uncertainties around the relationship, and so she pulls away a little bit sometimes, and I know that kind of gives you panic, but I do see that coming back together, and I do see by September you guys feel really good, okay? So just let that stress go. It's the best way to put it.
All right. Our next question here is from Roxanne, who sent $5.
Thanks, honey.
Her question is, why do I feel so restless/bored?
Time for change. That's the first thing I hear. And you know, for you, you got to get out of the rat race is what I'm being told. So it's time for us to step into what I was here for, which is taking care of things from nobody telling me what to do, basically. So it's like self-employment type thing. I do see that for you. You might be going into business with 2 other people, so there's 3 of you all together is what I'm hearing, and I hear by 2024 you're going to have this all figured out and it's going to feel really good. But it's really about no longer having to be in the box and no longer having to do things the way everybody else is doing it. Okay.
All right. Our next question here is from Mary Ann, who asks, am I going to get my finances in order to save my house?
So it looks like you are definitely going to get some assistance with it. So I do feel like it is going to get saved, honey. I do feel like you can, you know, be confident in that. There's some assistance happening, so I don't feel like you're having to deal with this on your own. Okay? So it is going to work out.
All right. Our next question here is from Venus, who sent $5. I like that name too. And they ask, general messages from my spirit guides.
Okay, so one, they tell me you're a medium, which means you can feel spirit and you could communicate with spirit if you wanted to, okay? So that would be something I would really investigate and try to figure out, because it's been a part of your life pretty much your whole life here, so you might as well work with it, is what I'm being told, okay? They do, your spirit guides do communicate with you through numbers, but they also use people. So what I mean by that, and if you've been on my lives before, you know kind of what that means, but they send people to you that have a message. So you could be talking about something and then somebody will walk past you and they'll give you the answer, basically, okay? So that's how it works. It's fascinating and wonderful, and you really want to work with that, okay? It's a very special gift. I would consider you clairaudient, which means you hear things more so than you see things. Not that you don't see things, because sometimes you can, but it's mostly clairaudient, so learn how to work with that. All right.
Our next question here, they did not attach their name, but their email's here.
Yeah, so just read the email out.
Turtle42193.
That should be an easy one.
Who sent $5. Their question is, should my husband and I move? One specific person is always holding us back.
So I do feel like there's going to be an eventual move, but I'm not seeing it happening yet. So it's like a couple of years from now still, okay? So don't hold your breath. It's not happening yet, but definitely I feel like once it does, it's going to change things dramatically for you guys. Okay? Especially for you, I'm going to say.
All right, our next question here is from Pam, who asks, "Hey Rebecca, will I move to the US from Canada? Please, any advice will help. I'm very confused. Thanks so much."
So I do see that happening, but I'm hearing it's not happening until next year for you. So I would get the paperwork started now, basically, and start working towards that target, okay? I'm being told to tell you not to jump the gun, so don't do it too soon. Make sure you're following in the alignment that is provided for you, okay? So don't try to force things. If there's resistance, listen to that resistance, and that's coming from your spirit guides, okay?
All right, our next question here is from Suda, who asks, "Will I be able to get married religiously this year in Mauritius? Thank you."
So it does look like it is going to happen, not the timing that you're thinking, but it is going to happen. There's still a little bit of resistance around it, but I feel like it's like external stuff. So there's some things around you causing issues, but I do see it happening, okay? So you can put that to rest, but it does feel like it might be a little bit later than you were thinking, okay?
All right. Our next question here is from Vicky J, who asks, "Is the person I'm thinking about going to reach out to me soon? And will I get a huge brand deal this month that will flourish my finances in a great way?"
Okay, so I'm going to say no to the brand deal. I'm sorry, but I'm not getting a yes on that one. I do feel like there is going to be some contact. I'm feeling it's probably in a couple of months for you, more so than like this month type thing. So it doesn't feel like it's happening tomorrow, but it is going to happen. So there is going to be some communication, okay? Now, when it comes to your business, honey, your business is going to grow. So don't just hold on to the one idea that it's only going to grow if you do it a certain way. Take those blinders off, because then you don't see all the other stuff coming at you, okay? Be more open, and it'll be a lot more successful and a lot easier on you, okay?
All right, and I do see some people are asking if it's just donation questions being answered at the moment. If you just
Yes,
want to go over
so I'll
again.
tell you why it is. So I'm an indie author, which means that I'm a self-published author, and I'm publishing my first children's book. It's called The Little Light, A Soul's Journey. So yes, I'm only doing donations questions today as I'm trying to raise funds for my book. You can pre-order if you'd like to pre-order through my website under The Little Light, and my website is www.rebeccadragonheart.com, or you can go right up into my link tree. So if you do want your questions answered today, just go up into my link tree and just click whatever denomination you'd like to donate and put your question in with the instructions for seller. Okay, and your name as well, because it makes it easier for you to hear yourself. I have like a piece of hair that keeps catching my eyelash. It's driving me crazy.
And I see someone said, "I've been asking, thinking she was doing gifters too." We are reading top gifters as well.
Top gifters,
but
yeah.
we're prioritizing the donation list.
We're definitely prioritizing the donation list. But if you are somebody who's doing the gifts and it's a top gifter, we are able to see who you are. And so then we can definitely read your question, okay? I think I got it.
All right. Our next question here is from Stefanita, who sent $5.
Thanks, honey.
And her question is, "What are my mother's intentions? Does she purposely hurt me? Would love suggestions on how to deal with her. Thank you so much, Rebecca."
So here's the thing. She does it subconsciously, but it is something that she could control, okay? So right away I hear it's like a narcissistic style personality for her, and she's very good at gaslighting and very good at being like, "Oh, who, me? No, couldn't be me," kind of thing. She doesn't do it like consciously. It's all subconscious. This is just the way that she is. So what I would say is try to work out with yourself how you feel towards it, and try to let go of expecting something different from her, because this is who she is, and it's, you know, it will change eventually, I'm hearing, later on in her life, but at this point this is who she is, and so we kind of got to limit ourselves with her. That's basically the best way to deal with that type of personality, okay? And just don't give her any ammo. Don't tell her things that are near and dear to you, and that way she can't use that stuff to hurt you, okay?
All right. Our next question here is from Joey McKenzie, who sent $5.
Thank you, Joey.
Their question is, "Hi, Rebecca. Does my mom have any messages for me?"
So right away, I see birds. So your mom uses birds to let you know that she's around, okay? And she does tell me I flicker the lights, I play with the lights, I play with the electricity. So that's just her way of validating, hey, she's around. I don't know if she had a sister that has crossed over, but I see her with somebody that looks like her. So this is her sibling, it feels like to me. So they're together. And I think that's just her way of validating that it's her, that she's there with her sister, okay? Definitely very loving towards you, honey, and very proud of you. What I'm seeing more than anything is this like compassion towards you. So I don't want you to feel like she's not watching over you or she's not around, because that's the main message she wants you to know is like, I'm there a lot. I check in a lot, and I just need you to hear that. Okay, that's really the message from her, is like, I'm there a lot. You're not, you don't get rid of me like that. I'm here still, right? Okay, so that's just her way of being like, I'm still around and I'm still protecting and helping and guiding you, okay? So proud of you, honey. That's the biggest thing. She's so proud of you. All right?
All right, so I do see some people are asking for me to read out the list, so I'll read the list that I have so far.
Okay.
So in order, Alessandra Watson is next, then A. Schultz, Marie Heidewall, Messiah Molina, Kim Afia, Kade Ja. These are also some emails, right?
Yeah.
Carmen, and then we have Elizabeth Martinez, one second here, Evelyn Revilla, and Kelly so far.
Okay.
And then there are still some more to go.
Okay.
So if you didn't hear your name, it might still be a little while. You can always catch it on YouTube.
That's right. If you can't stick around, and I know, I mean, we all have life and stuff, I will upload the live to YouTube, so you can always come back and you can watch it then when you have the time to do so, okay? Also, if you donate and we don't get to your question during the live, I always tell everybody can send over their questions to my Instagram, and I will answer you within like the next few hours to a day. Sometimes it takes, depending on how many people donate, okay? It doesn't take me more than a day. I'm just going to say that.
And I will answer our top gifters question because they say that they have to go. So
okay.
Our top gifter, Hanan, asks, is my Uncle Ali going to help me find a good job, and when? I'm tired.
Yeah, I feel like within the next 3 months for you, you're going to land yourself something, and it feels like it's definitely very supported energetically, spiritually speaking as well, honey. So the next 3 months, you're going to find what you're looking for, which is going to help you just kind of release that stress, okay, and take that pressure off. Yeah.
All right. Our next question here is from Alessandra Watson, who asks, any messages from my spirits?
Mm-hmm. So, honey, you got to start listening, because they're talking to you and they give you guidance, and they give you, nudges a certain way. And a lot of the times what they're telling me is they'll give you warnings about things, and then you override them. Okay. Especially when it comes to individuals and people in your life is what I'm being told. So if you get a feeling about somebody and they don't feel right, please don't override it with, well, I don't know them, so I should give them a chance, because there's something about your system that's telling you this isn't somebody for me, okay? So your guides are telling me they give you a lot of information and you don't always listen, okay? So I want you to practice that listening and allowing that intuition to work for you instead of working against you, okay? Because it always bites you every time. All right.
All right. And I do see some people are saying, donated and didn't hear my name. We're just going down the list. There's still lots of names that I haven't read, so I'm sure you are all there.
Don't worry. And honestly, guys, if you donate and we don't get to your name, just message me on my Instagram with your name and your email so I can verify, and I can answer you there as well, okay? So if you can't wait, or, we don't get to you, don't worry. You will always get your question answered on my lives here, okay?
All right, our next question here is from A. Schultz, who sent $10. Their question is, do I have any gifts? What spirits/angels are with me? Are there people that are speaking ill about me? Thank you.
So don't worry about those people that are speaking ill of you. That's one thing I'm going to say. You're very clairvoyant, which means you see things, okay, honey? It's a psychic way of seeing. So the best way to describe it, it's almost like a daydream. So you'll get like a weird random thought that'll come into your head, and sometimes you'll see it as a picture, that kind of thing, okay? So that's your strongest gift. You're also an empath, so working with that gift is going to help you a lot. I feel like you need to protect yourself, so you need to do some clearing. You need to, for me, I wear bracelets that help. Tourmaline is what I hear for you, okay? So tourmaline is this guy, okay? Just helps clear away the negative energy so that you're not being impacted by it, okay? Working with those two gifts is going to really strengthen your experience and help you a lot. All right?
All right. Our next question here is from Marie Heidewall, who asks, can you tell me more about who is on my spirit team? Is there any important message for me?
Yeah, so you have some ancient, how do I explain this? Like ancient family power. I don't know if I'm explaining it properly, but basically it's your ancestors. Okay, so you have a lot of that kind of energy in your family line. You come from a family of, like, basically it feels like witch energy. Not to say they were witches, but that's what it feels like. Okay, so you have a lot of nature power. Best way to describe it. Okay, so I feel like for you, nature is really important. This is where you gain and get most of your information and understanding. So when you need to get things, I'd go sit under a tree or go sit somewhere where there's lots of nature around you and not so much the city. Okay, it's really vital. You have a few different guides with you, but the one that really stands out to me is it looks almost, I don't even know how to describe it, I guess like more indigenous. Like I'm seeing a feather headdress and it looks very indigenous. So that's the one that I feel the most drawn to and the one that's the most in communication with you. So right now, when you're looking for answers, honey, nature. Okay, that's where you're going to help. You're going to find it. All right.
All right. I do see someone just said they ordered a book from Bree _ I am Riot. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Love you. Love you. Love you.
All right. Our next question here is from Messiah Molina. This is a big question. There's like 2 of them.
Okay.
So they ask, is my hobby ever going to be a dream job? And will the demon of my house, who's very tall and wears a top hat, ever leave me alone? He's been in my life since I am 10. I am now 22. And love life.
Yeah. So here's the thing. Yes, I do see some success happening around your business. Give it time. That's what I'm being told, okay? This energy that you're experiencing, honey, this has been with you for a very, very long time. A lot longer than you're thinking is what I'm hearing. So this is somebody who is a part of your energetic experience. So don't be afraid of it. It doesn't feel like it's negatively impacting you, and it doesn't matter where you go, it's going to be there. There's not much that you can do to like not have it around. It's not an attachment like you're thinking. It almost feels to me like somebody who is a guide or somebody who is a part of that team. Okay, so I wouldn't be afraid of it at all. I feel like it's shown itself to you to really help you understand that you're more than you are. That's really what it comes down to, okay?
All right. Our top gifter, Stephanie, said, I ordered a book and we're so excited to receive it as well.
Awesome. Thank you so much, honey.
All right. Our next question here is from Kim Afia, who asks, is Samuel my forever person, and what should I be doing career-wise? Anything else you see? Thank you.
So I don't get that Samuel is your forever person. I hear a different person is coming in, and I feel like that person's coming in 2023, so that's next year for you, okay? What was the other part?
What should I be doing career-wise?
Okay. With your career, honey, it looks to me like you're working in more of an office environment, so if that's not what you're already doing, I feel you shifting, and that feels more right and more in alignment with you, okay? You're still working for somebody else. It's not self-employed. I don't get that sense. So more into the office, okay?
All right. Our next question here is from, they didn't attach their name, so this is their email.
So listen for your email.
Kadeja or Kadeja, Kadejah. They ask, any spiritual message from my guides?
Okay. So for you, honey, you have 3 main energies that are with you constantly is what I'm hearing, and you also have a dog. So the dog is significant. It feels like the dog's been with you since you were a child, okay? Mainly what I'm hearing for you is you have some stuff coming at you. It's been coming at you for a while. There's a lot of pressure, and they want you to be more open and receptive to communication with them, okay? So if you don't know how to do that, I do have a whole playlist on my TikTok on how to communicate with our guides, but I feel like with them, they do communicate through numbers mostly with you. So when you see the numbers, and it's not always like the 111 or the 10, or yeah, it's like 10, 1, 2, 3. Sometimes it's 27-3. Like their numbers is what they're doing. So when you see the numbers, you want to think, what was I just saying, feeling, or thinking? Because that's their way of communicating with you, okay? And it's really important that you learn how to use that to help you, because that's the whole point, okay?
All right. And I do see some people are worried about their question.
Worried?
Saying you only answered the first part of their question and they have to go and stuff. So just head to Instagram afterwards. It's
Instagram, yeah, but it's just one question per donation, okay, guys? So if you put in more than one question, I'm only going to pick what I'm drawn to answer based off of that, okay? Unless, of course, you do like a really big donation, then obviously I will answer more than one, but...
And you can always head to Instagram afterwards.
That's right. You can always go to Instagram after.
All right. Our next question here is from Carmen, who asks, "Hi, Rebecca. Do I have any messages from my grandma?"
Okay, so your grandma doesn't visit you as often as you would hope. It does feel like there's a lot of people that she's very social and very personable. So there's a lot of people I see her visiting. But when she does come into your space is when you're talking about her, when you're thinking about her, and when you're like reminiscing, okay? She really likes pictures. There's like these pictures I think you've been looking at or something. So she's been reminiscing with you, okay? So that's her way of validating that she was there with you while you were looking at them, I think. That's literally why they do that, okay? What I hear with her is she does send a cardinal or a red bird to you. So I want you to pay attention for that, okay? Sometimes it can be a living red bird, or it can be, you know, like a sign you'll see on a billboard or on a bus or things like that, okay? But that's just her way of validating that when you see that, it's her, okay? It's just her way of saying I'm around. The message I get from her, honey, is, you know, enjoy your life. Don't let anything hold you back. She feels like somebody who really had a lot of things that she didn't get to accomplish or experience because there was of the timing, the time that she was alive kind of thing, okay? So she doesn't want that to happen to you. You have a lot to do. You have a lot to live for, and she wants you to really experience your life, okay?
All right, our next question here is from Elizabeth Martinez, who asks, "Is Sergio my life partner / future husband?"
Definitely. It feels really great. It feels really great. You guys will have a few like ups and downs energetically, like any relationship will, but you're going to always have each other's back is what I hear. And I do feel that you guys are going to get engaged and get married within the next 2 years. Okay?
All right. Our next question here is from Evelyn Revia, who asks, "Hi, my name is Evelyn. Will I have kids with my current husband, and will I then have naturally any fertility help? Thank you."
So I don't feel like you're going to need the fertility help like you're thinking, okay? There might be some assistance like in getting you balanced and getting you where you need to be. I hear 2 more, so like 2 children coming in. 2 kids coming in. That's what I'm hearing. So yes, you're having 2.
All right. We are asking, or people are asking for the list again. So
okay.
In order, Kelly Golding is next, then Kimberly Wester, then Susie Castro, then Vonda, then we have Nelson Malika, Morgan Dawkins, Kate Doherty, Emily Pink Splash Rose, Freddie, and Martina Pajaj, and even more.
Okay, so if you guys can't stick around, just remember I will upload it to my YouTube channel, okay, guys? And if you can't stick around and don't have time to ask your question, just head over to my Instagram, okay?
If you've donated.
If you've donated, that's right. Now, if you put your question in with your donation and you're leaving, it doesn't mean your question won't get answered. So if I check on the list and it has been answered, you still have to go and check it out on the YouTube channel, okay? That's just going to be too much work on my part, okay?
All right. And someone asked how they can get on the list.
Yeah, absolutely. So just go up into my link tree. There's a donate button, and you can click the donate and just donate whatever denomination you want. Put your name and your question in with the instruction to sellers, okay?
All right, so our next question here is from Kelly, who asks, "My name is Kelly. I'd love to hear any spirit messages for me, please."
So Kelly, you know, music is really important. So using music to keep you in the right energy is super important, and sound therapy. So I don't know if you do that yet or whatever, but I'm hearing it's very important, okay? So you're very sound sensitive, okay? That's the main thing. So when I see that, that just means that you're very open in a different way, okay? I would work with that. So that can help you with any kind of imbalances that happen in your system. Sound is going to help you with that. And that can be classical music or singing bowls or however you want to do it, tuning forks, whatever. But sound is important for you, okay? And I see that there's a lot that's shifting in your life where this is going to be an important information for you, okay?
All right. Our next question here is from Kimberly Wester, who asks, anything from my dad, thank you.
Yeah, so your dad is like a huggable, I would consider him like, you know, big old bear hug kind of guy. Like there's a lot of love, attention, affection. I'm here to love you and protect you and help you. I love his energy. Kind of a jokester, a kidster in the way that his personality comes through, so he seems really kind of silly. He does move things around in your space, so when you can't find something, he claims that it's him. So sometimes spirits do that. I don't know why they think it's funny, but they do it. I think it's just because some of us need this like physical evidence that they're alive still, right? That they're still around and they're still a part of our experience. So he does tell me that you'll find it sometimes under the bed. His way of validating, okay? The love is so unreal that he has for you, honey. So proud of you and so caring for you and just so protective of you, okay? So that's hilarious to me, how he is. How he behaves is just so fun. He communicates with you quite often. You don't always believe that it's him or you don't always pay attention to it, but he does tell me that he does try to communicate with you quite often, okay? And he will sometimes give you like a in the arm so that you can feel him. So if that happens for you, just know that it's him.
All right.
Some people get freaked out when I say that, but
our next question here is from Susie Castro, or Susie, who asks, how can I gain financial independence?
Okay, so it looks to me right away they're showing you online somehow. So I see some upgrading, something happening with you online, honey. And it might be that you're just taking some courses or something. I don't see you going back to school in the traditional sense of the word. So it's more like I'm taking an online course that's going to help me. It feels like business related, okay? So learning about how to run a business, that type of thing. And I do feel like so by 2024, I see you doing something for yourself from home is what it feels like. So you're going to be working for yourself. So you need to upgrade your mind to be able to work in that field. That's what I'm hearing for you. Okay. So start with business understanding. That's really what I'm being drawn to. And it doesn't have to be a crazy, like years worth of training or anything like that. It's literally just these little courses is what I'm seeing you do.
All right. Our next question here is from Vonda, who asks, will my son and I ever talk again? Thank you.
You will, honey. I know it feels like that's never going to be the case, but time does seem to heal that type of stuff. I feel like it's still a ways away though, okay? So don't hold yourself back just because that's what you're hoping for. You have to continue on with your life and you have to go on with your life, and it's going to eventually come back to you. He is going to come back to you eventually, okay? It's still a ways away though, okay? So just be you, do what you have to do and live your life as much as you can. And I do see communication will happen again in the future.
All right.
Okay.
Our next question here is from Nelson Malika, who asks, will I pass my test on Monday?
Yeah. I heard that right away. So yeah. Keep me posted, okay?
All right. Our next question is from Morgan, who asks, do you see Levi and I having children in the future? Do you know when I'll be able to get my own place?
So I do hear that you guys are going to have a couple of kids, okay? So yes, that's going to happen. And I'm hearing for you is next year. So you'll be in a place next year. Yeah.
All right. Did you answer the Levi and children? Yes. Mm-hmm. All right. Our next question here is from Kat Doherty, who asks, my life has been taken over by a heart arrhythmia. Will this ever go away, and how do I fix it?
So definitely I do feel like there's going to be some kind of medical advancements that's going to help with it, honey. So I'm not too concerned. I do feel like it is going to improve, and you don't need to freak out because it's going to be okay. Make sure that you're really letting doctors know that you are open to any kind of like, I don't want to say experimental because that's not really what it is, but treatments that are new is what I would do. I would tell them that because I do feel like you'll really benefit from that. Okay. Don't panic. You're going to be okay.
All right.
Okay.
Our next question is from Emily Pink Splash Rose, who asks, what year will my future partner propose to me? And will it be a Tiffany & Co. ring? Thank you.
I love you. That's awesome. Okay. I feel it's going to be 2024. I'm not sure that it's definitely going to be a Tiffany ring, but it's so beautiful, so it's okay. All right. So don't get your brain stuck on that. It might even be better. Yeah. It looks beautiful, is what I'm hearing. But I hear 2024 for you.
All right. Our next question here is from Freddie, who asks, can you see if my spiritual gift is developing? Thank you.
Oh yeah, honey. You know, here's the thing. You used to be really open, and it feels like you closed off for various different reasons. And you're just now starting to allow it to come back. So don't think of it as like I'm learning how to do it. I'm just remembering how to do it. So I'm allowing it to come back into my life. It's a natural way of being for you. This is a natural state. So I don't want you to overthink it. Just feel your way through, okay? Everything that you do is about your emotions. So making sure we're keeping our emotions level, and get into meditation if you're not already doing it, okay? Because meditation is really gonna help you get a lot of this like information. You're clairaudient, which means you hear things from spirit specifically. And in those meditative states is where you're gonna get the most information, is what I'm hearing. Okay.
All right. Our next question here is from Martina, who asks, what does my future husband look like, and what's his personality like?
Oh, I like it. So I'm seeing, dark hair. I see a bit of a scruff, not a full beard, but like a midnight shadow type thing is what I'm seeing. Quite handsome, feels tall, so definitely taller than you for sure. About 3 years specific. I don't know why they're so specific, but 3 years older than you is what I'm hearing. Quite good with money and independence and things like that. So that is, definitely a bonus for sure. And quite charming is what I'm hearing. So very charming in their way of being, okay? They're coming into your life actually relatively soon. I'm hearing early next year. So in the springtime for you, okay, honey?
All right, and I will read out our list again, since people seem to like
Hearing
hearing where they
that.
are on the
Yeah,
list.
that's, makes sense, right?
All right, starting in order, we have Bree Benjamin is next, then Victoria Saravia, Amina Tassib, Cheyenne, Jen, and then we have, one second here, sorry.
It's okay.
Sean, then we have Sheila, then we have Christy Haley Curtis, then we have Ralphie, then Davina Palendo, then Victoria, and then Cindy, and
Perfect.
There will be many more after that.
Okay. So there you are so far. There's a few of you that are still on that list. She hasn't gone through all of it because it's a lot. So we'll answer those few questions, and then if you want, she can do the list again, okay?
Mm-hmm. All right. Our next question here is from Bree, who asks, does my grandma Benzina or my dad have any messages for me, and which business plan / vision will be the best?
Okay, so I definitely get the sense that your grandma comes around more so than your dad, but she feels very much like a mom figure, not so much like a grandma. So she looks after you in that way. She's really all about your home and your space. So keeping it more tidy is something that she's saying she wants to see happen. Just her way of validating. I do get your dad comes through quite often, honey, but your grandmother is the one that's there the most. And so she kind of takes over the space a little bit more, okay? It's a little bit critical, I find. They're on the other side. They shouldn't judge our stuff, but it feels like she does a little bit sometimes, okay? And when it comes to your career, honey, I feel like for you, you're on the right path in the sense that you're starting to get the idea, but both plans are a little bit off from what you're supposed to be doing, I'm hearing, okay? So we need to adjust that a little bit. I think you should amalgamate them somehow.
Yeah. So I do see some people who sent multiple donations, and they're asking if their answer will be on the live.
So if you did a multiple donation, we're going through the list first. We probably won't get a chance to get to the second part of the donation, so just send it over to my Instagram, and when I'm done the live, I'll be able to answer. And I go from the bottom of my Instagram up, so put it in earlier is better. So there's usually quite a few questions afterwards, okay?
All right. Our next question here is from Victoria, who asks, when do you see my business growing financially? I feel so stuck, but been working hard for it.
Yeah. So I'm hearing for you, the breakthrough is kind of coming through. It's next year, not this year. So don't get disheartened though, honey, because the work is definitely benefiting you. Okay. That's the main thing I want to say. I'm hearing it's kind of mid during the year. So it's before the summer hits. So it's still in the springtime is what I'm hearing. So honey, keep going, keep trucking, keep going through it. I do feel like getting your online exposure a little bit bigger will help a lot. Okay.
All right. Our next question here is from Amina, who asks, will Kreshnik reconcile with me? Are we done for good? Is there someone coming in?
Yeah.
And single for forever. Thank you.
I don't see you guys reconciling, honey, so I don't see that energy coming back together. And what I do here, so I'm getting the name Adam, so that name is an important name for you. It doesn't necessarily mean that that's the partner, but it might be somebody who helps you get that partner or introduces you to that partner, okay? I'm hearing for you that's happening later in 2023, so it's more towards the end of the year is what I hear. Okay.
All right. Our next question is from Cheyenne, who asks, I've never met my dad. He passed before I could, but is my dad Brent with me? Is he proud of me?
Mm-hmm. He's definitely around you, honey. And you know, what he tells me is he'll use music to communicate with you. So there's a lot of like songs that will come up that make you think of like, I wish I knew my dad, or make you reminisce about him. Even though you didn't get to know him, it makes you think like, I wish kind of thing. And he tells me that's his way of just validating he's around. Okay. So just, I want you to be aware of that. And there's sometimes random songs, like he tells me sometimes they don't make any sense why they even come up, because they're not your typical song that you would hear playing basically. So it's just his way of validating that he is still communicating with you. And what he tells me is, I'm going to be there for all the big stuff. I've been there for all the big stuff, and I'm always going to be there. Okay. He doesn't feel to me like the type that goes and comes. He feels like he's constantly with you. Okay. So he's been watching you this whole time, honey. He's been watching you grow up.
All right. Our next question here is from Sad Josash, who asks, what do you see happening between Dennis and I?
Okay, so the energy doesn't feel like, it feels like you guys are drifting, okay? So the energy's coming apart. Now, that being said, sometimes things have to happen in that way, and it feels very much like there's a reason for this, okay? So I would let it go, to be honest. Try not to hang on for dear life, because when we hang on so tightly, sometimes we push that energy away, okay? I do feel like somebody else might be coming into your life within the next 4 months, so that's gonna shift anyways for you. Okay.
All right. Our next question here is from Sean, Illinois fan, who asks, do Miriam and I date long term?
Yeah. I got that right away.
All right. Mm-hmm. Our next question is from Sheila, who asks, will I reunite with Jonathan? If so, when?
So no, I'm not getting this, like, I don't get that reuniting energy with you guys, okay? I feel like for you, it's time to kind of clear that energy out. There was a lot that didn't work, is what I'm being told, and so it's not a good place to go back to for you, okay? So time to shut that door, and I feel once you do shut that door, almost immediately afterwards, you're going to have the right person come into your life. But you have to be able to work through that energy and close that door, is what I'm hearing, for that to happen, okay?
All right. I do see Anne just said she bought a book.
Yay! Oh, thank you so much, honey.
And
here, I'm going to take that opportunity to talk about it, actually. So if you are just joining us right now, I am an indie author, which means that I'm self-publishing. My first children's book is called The Little Light, A Soul's Journey. This is book 1 of a series of books. It is exactly what it sounds like. So it's the journey of the soul from the other side, us picking our lives, what we look like, what the other side looks like, and then coming into incarnation and what that looks like. So we're aiming towards, say, 2,000 sales by the end of June, which, I mean, anything is possible, so it totally could happen. Right before I started this live, we were at 63 books sold. So if you'd like to pre-order a copy of The Little Light, anybody who helps in the early stages gets a special edition copy. So that means it'll be gold leafed like it is here on the front, and all the pages will be gold leaf, and I will sign a copy for you. So it'll be personalized. All right. If you want to pre-order your copy, just go on up into my link tree to The Little Light, or head to my website, www.rebeccadragonheart.com, and you can order your copy there as well. Okay.
All right, our next question here is from Anne, who bought the book, because I feel like we should answer her question.
Absolutely, yeah.
And she asks, when will my current partner propose?
2023, I heard. So it's next year for you. It feels earlier in the year. So not later in the year, definitely early.
All right.
Keep me posted, okay?
All right, our next question is from Christy Haley Curtis, who asks, does Courtney want me on her team? Will I land the job on her team?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it definitely feels really promising for you, honey. And the right connection is what I hear, okay? So this is going to be good for both sides. Definitely exciting.
I do see someone asking if their question got answered. Jessica Fernandez. No, we did not answer your question yet. She's
You're welcome, honey.
Says.
Oh, okay. Yeah, and Jessica, obviously, if you can't stay and stick around, just make sure you go check my YouTube afterwards. I will upload the video if your question is in with your donation. Okay, honey?
Mm-hmm. All right, our next question is from Ralphie, who asks,
thanks, honey.
Will Colin even appreciate the little gift gesture I plan to send him this morning?
Oh, yeah, honey. Always be you is what I hear. Always be you. It's who you are. Yeah.
All right, our next question is from Davina Paulendo, who asks, why is Sean distant? Is this supposed to happen to bring us back? Any advice, please? Is he the one? Should I give up?
So I'm hearing that this is somebody that we should walk away from, okay? So it feels to me like what you were meant to experience in this relationship, you already got it, and it's time now to move on to bigger, better horizons, basically. I feel like shutting the door is probably going to be easier for you than hanging on and waiting and waiting and waiting, okay? So I do feel, I hear the name David, so that's an important person coming into your life, and I do feel like within the next 4 months for you, okay?
All right.
All right.
So for Flora, who's asking if she's on the list, we did answer your first question. Your other questions we may not get to this live, so
So if you have a second donation, just send your question over to my Instagram, and when I get off the live, I will answer your questions, okay, guys? If you have already had one question answered, we're waiting until the end of the list, and so usually we don't get to the end of the list, and so just send it over to my Instagram, and I will definitely answer you there, okay?
All right, our next question here is from Cindy, who asks, is my pregnancy going to be healthy, and do you see more kids for me? Thank you.
Yeah, I definitely do. 3 is what I see. So three altogether here. I do feel like it's going to be a healthy pregnancy, honey, but definitely take care of yourself. Get as much rest as possible is what I'm being told to tell you, so that you're not stressed. Your body's not stressed, okay? So as much rest as possible. And I know that sometimes can be difficult, but you're fine. Everything seems to be okay. Always make sure that if anything feels off, you get checked, but definitely I feel like you feel okay. Okay.
All right. I will read our list again now, since we just
got through all those.
End of it.
Okay.
Yeah. So our order for the list now is, I just read Cindy's, right?
Yes.
So our next question is from Asia Gonzalez. Then we have Gladys. Then we have, one second, sorry, Emily Henderson. Then we have Cap 9810. Then we have Jaden Christian, Constance Space, Barbara Gonzalez, Poho guy, that's it. Yeah. And then we have a few others as well after that. All right. So our next question here is from Asia Gonzalez, who asks, will I ever have a baby boy, and when?
Yeah, I hear 2024, but it will be a boy. Okay.
All right. Our next question here is from Gladys, who asks, will I have my rainbow baby soon, or do I have to do anything to help me? I recently started fertility medication.
I was just going to say, it looks to me like you have to have some fertility involvement, but it is going to happen, and I see 2. So you're going to have twins. Yay. You know, that's fun, right? You get 2 for the price of 1.
Our next question here is from Emily Henderson, who asks, do you see me having a successful career and any more babies for me? And they sent a $20 donation.
Lovely. Thank you so much, honey. I do see success. Now, where you're starting and where you're ending is going to be very different, so it's going to look very different within the next 10 years is what I'm hearing. I see for you two kids, okay? Exciting.
All right, our next question here is from Cap9810. That's their email, so that's you.
So make sure you listen for that.
Yeah. Cap9810.
Thank you.
Anything my spirit guides need to tell me?
Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to start by saying we got to start doing things in the right way. So what they mean by that is listening to them, for one, and doing what feels right, and not just, you do things kind of how do I put this? It's almost like a knee-jerk reaction, okay? So sometimes we react to things and then afterwards like, shoot, I should have thought that through. So that's the information that they tell me, is like, take your time. Like if you're not sure or you're reacting to something, take a breath. That's super important, because you gotta adjust that energy. Otherwise it's going to interfere in a lot for what you have coming up in your life. Okay, honey? So we've got to adjust that energy, and you have to take time to think things through. Okay, super important.
All right. Our next question here is from Jaden Christian, who asks, will Ali and I get as close as we used to be? How is she feeling?
I do get that sense that, yes, you guys, I feel that. I do feel like I'm coming back together. I think you have to give it some time. You have to be patient and try not to push her too fast, okay? Give it some time. I feel like you're going to see a change come August, okay?
All right. Our next question here is from Constance Space, who asks, what is going on with Trevor? Will he and I ever be together again? When?
No, I get the name Scott. Scotty. They go by Scotty. So this is the person that is meant for you vibrationally. This is your match. Okay? I don't see you and Trevor together. Sorry, honey.
All right. Next is from Barbara Gonzalez, who asks, any spirit message?
Mm-hmm. So Barbara, you're very talented. Use your talent. You know, when you use your talent, you feel happy in life. So I think that's the main thing that I want to say for you. You're also very intuitive, honey. So please start trusting that. I mean, I know you do use it in a lot of things, but trust it in everything. Your intuition is always bang on.
All right. Mm-hmm. Next we have from Po Hole Guy, who sent $10.
Yeah.
They ask, looking to change jobs and invest in flipping houses. What do you see for me?
So I definitely see that being a great change for you. I'm going to say this. Don't put all your eggs in one basket, because it does look like it might be a little bit tough in the beginning. Okay. So make sure that you are setting yourself up for success and having enough money to get you by. I do feel like it's going to be about 6 months before you find that groove, okay? So you're not going to have that success until about 6 months from now, but definitely the right direction for you.
All right, and we do have a couple questions about what the book is about, and also when the live will be on YouTube. Yes,
I will upload it as soon as it's done on TikTok. So it takes a little bit of time to buffer, but once it buffers, I put it up, okay? The book is The Little Light, A Soul's Journey. So it is exactly what it sounds like. It's the journey of our soul, what it looks like on the other side, what we look like on the other side, what it looks like as we pick our lives and our experiences, that type of thing from my experience and what I know of the other side, and then coming into incarnation. So what the soul looks like, that experience, and what basically the other side looks like, okay? So I've had experiences, I'll just give you a little background, where I did go to the other side when I was 14. I was told I wasn't supposed to be there and sent back. And I'm also a certified hypnotherapist, so I specialized in past life regression. So I spent a lot of time going through the death process to see what the other side was like. So I have a lot of insight on that. And my artist is an incredible artist, and I was very spiritual individual as well. And I was able to work with him to communicate what that looks like. And I just think that the way that the illustrations are done, it's so beautifully done, that it gives you that visual remembrance of where we came from. So this book it's a kid's book, but I feel it's a great book for anybody who wants to understand our soul's journey. So that's what the book is about.
All right. And someone just said, hey, I'm here for the first time. How does this work?
So just head up into my into my link tree, hit the donation button. You can put any denomination in that you'd like, put your name in with your donation, and I'll answer a question for you, okay? A psychic question. Psychic medium here. I've been doing my work now since 1993.
All right. I will read out our list again because we have a new one.
Awesome. Thank you, honey.
All right. So in order, we have, sorry, 1 second. Tara's Organics for Totally Tara 72 is next. Then we have Christy Ling Lang. Then we have Fashioton. Yep. Then we have Gammon Chad. Then we have Mindy Sullivan, Tamlin Sherry, Northern Belle Carey, Sia Jenny, Grace Martin, and then we have, what is this name? Jessie Veliu.
Okay.
Stephanie Marie Arias. Then we also have Kayla. Sorry. Oh, actually, that didn't have a question with it.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's our list so far.
Okay.
All right, 1 second here. All right, Tara's Organics asks, message from guide/past loved ones. Thank you.
So for you, honey, buckle up is what I hear. So things are about to move really fast. What they're literally showing me is a wave of success heading your direction. Okay, so you want to ride the wave. You don't want to get caught up in the wave. Okay, so be ready, open, and receive it. So things are about to explode for you, and they're about to explode in a very positive way. It looks like a lot of success for you. Okay, so be ready. Okay, get into a meditative state and start listening and hearing what they're telling you. Okay.
All right. If you haven't heard your name on the list yet, no worries. There's still lots of names for me to get through. And if you aren't answered here, then...
That's right. Yeah. So if I don't get to you on the live itself, you can still send your questions if you've donated to my Instagram account, okay? And I will go through them in the order that I receive them, okay? So that's where you get them done. But I guarantee you, everybody will get answered from this live today, okay?
All right. Our next question here is from Christy, who sent $5. Her question is, when I get off house arrest, will I move back in with Billy Mack?
Oh, yeah. Yes. Keep me posted.
All right. Our next question here is from Fashioton, is their email.
Right.
And they ask, will I ever get closure with my first love? Haven't seen him for 10 years, but still hurts.
So I'm not hearing that you're going to like communicate with them or have that kind of closure, but honey, what I would suggest is through meditation and even through letter writing. So not that you're going to send it to him, but write the letter of closure, you know, what you need to say, what you still need to let go of. Okay. This definitely is something that has held you back in the years. I hear that very loud and clear. So I feel like you need to utilize whatever tools you can to let it go. Okay, so writing a letter and then just burn it, so that way it gets sent energetically to them. Okay.
All right, our next question here is from Chad, who asks, my wife and I have been struggling to get pregnant. Do you see us getting pregnant soon? And will I see financial success from recent investments I have made?
In time, you will see a success with the investments, so just be patient is what I'm being told. I do hear that there will be a pregnancy, but I'm not hearing it until 2024. Okay, so it's not happening right now. Sometimes it's just the timing. Okay.
All right, our next question here is from Mindy Sullivan, who sent $5.
Thanks, honey.
They say, I'm excited about your book. Congrats.
Thank you, honey.
Will Corey move to my location to build a life/family with me? We are long distance and the gap is an issue. Was hoping by September/October he would relocate here.
So I do hear that there will be a relocation, but I'm hearing it's going to be next year, not this year. Okay, so just be prepared for having to wait a little bit longer. Okay, but I do see that happening, so it is in the cards for you. Okay.
All right.
All right.
Our next question here is from Tamlin, who asks, will I be in a relationship this year, and am I on the right career path?
So for you, I hear April is when you're going to get into the relationship that is meant for you. You're definitely moving in the right direction. I do feel like you need a little bit more guidance in the sense that you have to step out of your comfort zone. So don't go back to what you're comfortable with is the main message that I get, and just trust the information coming through and trust that your guides have your back, okay? Because they're moving you in a totally new direction and a totally new way of living your life, okay?
All right, our next question here is from Carrie, who asks, is there something my spirit guides want me to know what I'm not hearing? Thank you.
So one thing I would suggest, so they're showing me you using different modalities to communicate. So pendulum, tarot card, things like that. So if you're not already doing that, I would get into doing it because it looks like you will be able to communicate a lot easier. You're also clairaudient, honey, and they're showing me that you do have the ability to do automatic writing. So what that is you literally get into like a empty zone where you're not really thinking anything and you just start writing on a piece of paper and you channel, okay? So that's a powerful gift that you have, and I would utilize it. And they show me you writing, which is kind of where you're going to get out a lot of stuff, okay? So start channeling. That's a really powerful experience, definitely. And it's not anybody that can do that. It's very select few people do that. So I just want you to be aware of that.
All right, and I will say we have 15 minutes.
Okay, so we have 15 minutes left, so I'm going to just let everybody know if we don't get to your questions here on the live, I'm still going to answer your questions. Just send them over to my Instagram with your account, or like your email that you use on PayPal so that I can verify that you are a gifter, and I will answer you there, okay? And it's just one question. Don't send me multiples because sometimes you guys send me more than one. Unless, of course, you did a big donation and then I have no problems.
All right. Our next question here is from Jennifer, who asks, will I move to San Diego next year?
So you will move to San Diego, and I'm hearing that there's going to be somebody going with you or somebody helping you to do so, okay? So it's going to be an easy transition.
All right. Someone asked, what if they don't have Instagram?
If you don't have Instagram, you can email me at rebeccadragonheart44@gmail.com. Yeah.
All right. Our next question here is from Grace Martin, who asks, anything from my dad?
Yeah. Oh, so your dad is such a gentle person. He's very quiet. Not in your space intrusively. Okay. So I feel him more so at nighttime with you. It feels like it's comforting you at night is kind of the thing. And I feel him more towards like the doorway is kind of where I feel him stand, and he watches over you. He's not intrusive in your space. So I like that because, you know, sometimes they can be really pushy and he doesn't have that kind of personality or that kind of energy with you. It's very much, I'm just watching over you, and he's very, calming. So, you know, you're going through, whenever you're sad or going through something, he shows me that he does a lot of comforting with you. Okay, honey. So he's very much been supporting you in that way. He does tell me he dream times with you. So that means that when you're sleeping, sometimes you'll dream about him. Those are visitations. Those are not just dreams. Okay. And you can tell the difference between a visitation and a dream because in the dream, you know that the person is already gone. And so that's just how they start communicating. It feels to me like he communicates a lot through dream time with you, okay? If you're not remembering, keep a book beside the bed and try when you wake up, writing in it before you get out of bed, okay?
All right. Our next question here is from Jessie, who asks, will college be good this autumn? Will I graduate finance from OSU in the future?
Yeah, I feel very positive about it, honey. And I do see you also, you will definitely graduate, but I see you adding something to your list of learning. So whatever you're taking now, it feels like you're adding something else to boast a better degree or boast a better certificate or something, okay? So it looks like you're adding more. So you're not finishing it the way that you are set up right now. Best way to describe it. Okay?
All right. Our next question here is from Laura, I believe.
Okay.
Or, hang on one second. Yes, Laura. Their email is milalapis@aol.com.
Okay.
And they send $10.
Oh, thank you, honey.
So they ask, when will my son find a new place to move, and will he be happy there? Antonio Vincent Mirabel, Jr. Thank you, Laura.
So I hear 6 months, okay? And it's going to take 6 months to find the perfect place that matches him, basically. So patience. Patience, Mom. And yes, he will be happy. It's almost like I could hear her ask, what about the happiness?
All right. Our next question here is from Stephanie, who asks...
Oh, she donates a lot too.
Donates
I
like
love
every
you,
time,
Stephanie.
yeah.
Thank you so much, honey.
She asks, any messages from my spirit team, and who's in my team?
Yeah. So for you, honey, I want you to know that you're a lot more than you think you are. So a lot more than meets the eye, energetically speaking, spiritually speaking. You're very open and very talented spiritually, okay? So you're an empath, but you're also very clairvoyant. You hear things as well, so you're also clairaudient, which means you should be working with your gifts, and I feel like you should be using your gifts. That's really what I'm getting from your spirit team, is like you should be using your gift to help the people around you and shift you into the right alignment for yourself, okay? I also do see you writing some kind of memoir, or doing like it might even be like a video blog or something about your experiences that you've had, okay? What I feel with you is you have a male and a female energy. So your male energy seems to be the dominant one. And so when you're tapping into your masculine energy, it's this guide that comes forward. And then you have the female energy, which is like, the best way to describe her is like an old crone. So you can look that up, but basically it's like really witchy, very knowledgeable, very ancient kind of energy, okay? And that's where you get a lot of your divine power. Yeah.
All right. We do have a new list starting.
Okay.
Let me just write them down if you want to just go over everything.
Sure.
A little bit.
So if you would like to pre-order a copy of The Little Light, A Soul's Journey, the target is 2,000 copies sold by the end of June. I may have to push that date to July, but you never know. This is a huge platform. The Little Light is about the soul and what the experience of the soul looks like from the other side, picking our life and coming into this incarnation. It's great for kids, but it's also a great visual for adults as well, okay? If this is something that you would be interested in taking a look at or pre-ordering for yourself, you can do so through my link tree under The Little Light, or head to my website, www.rebeccadragonheart.com. You can also book a reading with me, or you can join my members live, which is something that I do once a month. At the end of the month, I do kind of this type of thing. It's a subscribed live, but we're done over Zoom, so we get to see each other face to face, which is kind of nice. And I've built beautiful friendships and relationships through the lives. I love them. They're great. I still do have a little bit of room, but I only take a handful of people. So if you do want to join that, you got to join like pretty much today. There's no room for waiting kind of thing. The lives are on the last day of the month at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time every single month, okay? And then also you can do email questions with me as well. Email questions, which is similar to sending your question over to Instagram. There's a big difference in price. So this is why I do the donations here on the live. It just helps everybody be able to afford it a little easier. So there, those are your options.
All right.
All right. Now you have a nice big list.
Yeah, this will be our last list.
List for today. Okay. So if you don't get your questions answered here on the live, please send it over to my Instagram. If you don't have an Instagram account, you can email it to me, but I do need your email that you use PayPal with so that I can verify your donation, okay?
All right, our new list is Dolly Binford is next, then Aaliyah Black, then Bree for Peace, then we have Camilla, then we have Chelsea, then Alicia, then Kayla D. So if your name is not there, you can
send your questions over. Yeah, and you don't have to stick around if you don't want to, or you can stick around if you do want to, okay?
All right. Our next question here, Dolly Binford, who asks, both parents passed recently, need to hear they are okay.
Definitely. And what I'm seeing is a lot of dancing. So definitely happy in this space is what I'm hearing. And they come in. I don't know if you have a brother, but I'm seeing a male energy that they come and visit as well. So it's you and somebody else, this male energy, okay? In and out, in and out, in and out. And they kind of take turns. They're not always together when they visit for some reason. So I'm seeing that sometimes they're together, but not always. I don't know if there's a conflict with the energy or what's going on there, but it feels like in and out. Mom says that she leaves feathers and coins, so that's her way of validating. Dad says that he does try to like he touches you, so he'll touch your hair, he'll put his hand on you. That's his way of just showing you that he's around, okay? So I want you to pay attention. When you feel the presence, I want you to ask yourself who you think it is, and the first answer that comes is the intuition. That's who it is, okay? I know it's hard sometimes when we're not used to or accustomed to using that to validate. You're not going crazy, you do feel them, okay? That's the main thing. The most important thing here, honey, is that you enjoy your life. And they tell me that, you are on the right track for what you're doing in your life, and you do seem to enjoy. So please, life is meant to be fun and abundant, and don't forget that, and live it up is what I get. I hear that from your dad. Live it up. All right. Okay.
All right. Our next question here is from Leah Black. Leah likes cookies.
Leah.
Asks, will I get the job at Kids Teeth? Will I make good money? I'm nervous.
Don't be nervous, honey. I do feel like you will definitely get that job, but I don't feel like you're going to stick around. So it's not long term. It's not short. Like you're not only there for a few months, but maybe a couple of years max. That's what I'm feeling. Don't be nervous though. It's fine.
All right, our next question here is from Bree for Peace, who asks, I didn't get the job I interviewed for. Was there another job? And if so, when?
So there's 2 other opportunities coming in is what I'm hearing. So let me just check in. There's going to be 2 opportunities coming up. Not the first one, but I'm hearing the second one is the one that is meant for you, vibrationally speaking, moving you in a different trajectory for some reason is what I'm being told, okay?
All right.
Yeah. So if you see that there's like 2 different jobs coming up, apply for both is what I'm being told.
All right. Our next question here is from Camila Galardocha, who asks, what does Brock feel about me? Will things get better with him?
No, I'm feeling like there's a lot of pushback, a lot of resistance. So it feels to me like I'm going through a lot in myself and I need a break. I know it sucks, but that's what I'm hearing, okay? I do feel like you should give some space, give some distance, and let them figure themselves out. That being said, it feels like somebody else is going to come in and take that space. So I don't see this being something that's going to work, okay? So just be ready and prepared for that.
All right, our next question here is from Chelsea, who asks, what are my guides trying to tell me, and why is S being a little more distant lately?
So it's time for a shift there, that's why. So with S. There's time for things to be different and you need to step more into your power, okay? They communicate a lot with you through numbers, honey, so I need you to really pay attention to what the numbers mean. So when you see a sequence of numbers and you know that it's coming from like your guides, I want you to ask yourself, what were you thinking, feeling, or saying in that moment? Even keep a little note of it. You can do it on your phone if you want to, but keeping a note of it so that you can keep track of how they communicate with you. They use numbers more than anything with you, okay? So it's really important that you understand that language so that they can really get the message through to you easier, okay?
All right. Our next question here is from Alicia Lambert, who asks, Sean's intentions, will he be loyal now? Will we last or have a child together? Thank you.
So yes, I do feel like there's a shift in the way that he feels, okay? So lesson learned is what I'm hearing, but take it slow, okay? Don't just be like, okay, all is forgiven, okay? So make sure that there's some evidence of change, okay? I do feel that there will be a child in your future and a little girl, okay? And then this is probably our last question, yeah?
Yeah, this is our
so this is the last question for this live. So if you've done a donation, please send your question over to my Instagram with your email so that I can validate. It does sometimes take me the whole day to get through everybody, but I promise you I get through everybody every time, okay? So you will have your questions answered, no problem, okay?
Please include your name and email.
Yes, please include your name and email because that's the only way I can track you.
All right, our next question here
from our last question. Wait,
here.
Before we do.
Okay, sure.
If you want to pre-order a copy of The Little Light, A Soul's Journey, you can also do that through my link tree or through my website under The Little Light, and my website is www.rebeccadragonheart.com. Okay? Please help support. You guys have been awesome. I love you so much, and thank you so much for being so supportive, okay? I really do appreciate your help. All right, last question.
Our last question is from Kayla D. Velasco Sanchez, who asks, will I move to a new place this July?
No, I'm hearing September for you, honey. So it might just be that you don't find the place that you're looking for until September, okay? It's all good. It's going to work out for you in the positives. All right. Thank you so much, you guys. I will be back again. I think it's the 27th. I'll be back on, okay? Around the same time. I'm just thinking of like my work schedule. So
That's 3 days.
Yes, I'm pretty sure it's the 27th. I might be wrong, but put the little bell on just in case. And I will upload the video to YouTube as soon as it's buffered through TikTok. Okay, guys? Thank you so much. Love ya. See you soon.